Now, Todd Rank asked Mike and Todd here on the Sports Bash Live 97.3 ESPN. When you were living in the area, were you more of a fan of the Philly cheesesteak or the local Atlantic City style?
I mean, I don't do I'm not going to pull any punches. I'll take them both. But my cheesesteak's a little different than others. Like, I do the all extra stuff that everybody hates. I'll put the lettuce, the mayo, the ketchup, the pickles, I put all that nonsense on there in addition to the grilled onions and all. I don't do the mushrooms as much.
Now, when we go down to spring training, they got I forgot about that place. They got that little place, that little cheesesteak. They bring them down from Philly, and they have them at those Phillies games.
I mean, those are outstanding. I'll give them a pop if you want me to. I remember the name. I mean, because that's the one thing I look forward to when I get to that Phillies game.
What's the name of the place down there?
Campos.
Is it Campos?
Yeah, Campos cheesesteaks. They got a setup right there in the stadium.
Man, I thought it was something different.
No, I mean, I'm almost certain it's Campos.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, we get them at that Spectrum Field down there. It's one of the places. I thought it was Delco's.
I wonder if there's two spots down there. I think maybe there's two places within the stadium.
Well, I don't know about that.
Could be right. You could be right though. That Delco sounds like a good name too. But why am I thinking Campos then? I'm just wondering.
I don't know. But that's one of the when we go down to that spring training, we were always hitting that place at that Phillies game.
I hit up for two. I try to get one early in the game, and I get one around that seventh inning as well. I mean, I can't get them out here. We got these. It's actually not too bad for being out here in California, but I don't know if you guys have it over there, but it's a chain, Jersey Mike's.
No, I mean, they say Jersey Mike's, but he's not around here.
Exactly. So they do that. Now, they do bring the bread from the East Coast. I mean, that's standard. And so that makes it a little bit better, obviously. But, yeah, that's kind of our local. It's a chain, but it's kind of, hey, we're back from Jersey and Philly and all, but it's not bad. I'll give them that. It's not bad. In fact,
I mean,
now that we're talking about it, I think I know what I'm for dinner.
Right. Well, that was the topic. Somebody texted that topic in for us yesterday, and I texted PT. I said, right, this is what somebody would like us to rank today. And, of course, we just got flooded with text messages today of people texting us different spots. And I didn't know. I was wondering. I said, I know when we go down to those Phillies games that we hit that cheesesteak place up all the time, but I didn't know if you preferred the Philly style over that AC bread.
I don't know. I'm not good enough at knowing the difference, to be honest. And I know that you guys are connoisseurs over there, so you've got a little more flavor to it. But, obviously, when I was living with you, we were doing the show. We were in the area for a couple of years. Most of the time, we would get the Jersey steaks, right? So, and I was enjoying them. But then we'd go up to the games in Philly, and we'd get them up there as well. So I'm not too picky in that regard. No. I'll be honest with you.
Well, of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. All right. So there's a lot going on, actually, that's happening out there, including the baseball season. Have you seen that there's a report out there that baseball could resume in a three-league season that they're discussing? It would be an East, Central, and West divisions. And, the West teams would all play out there, the Central teams, and then the East. And the idea is that there would be about a 100-game season, and they're hoping to kick this thing off no later than July the 2nd. Do you feel that that's a little aggressive?
Well, I mean, look, we're going to see where we're at, right? We're just coming up on May. We got all of May, all of June. Now, I think a lot of people around this country just getting too antsy too quick. And I think we're going to – this is just my personal opinion. I'm an optimist. You know me, I'm a glass half full, but I don't like the direction we're going. I know people need to get back to work. I totally get it. But I just have a feeling we may not be in a good place come July. But we'll see. Fingers crossed. I hope I'm wrong. But I would say I love the 100-game season. I love that, first off.
Well, now everybody's going to be saying once the 100-game season comes into play that's what they're going to want more, going forward. But that's just not going to happen.
Well, right. They're not going to do it. Revenue, it all comes down to money, right? But, what do you think? When I look at that, again, I don't know if this whole year is going to be a wash. No matter, and I don't mean not playing. Even if you play a season, are we going to look back at this year as if it was like a year of the scabs? And are we going to go, yeah, they won the baseball championship, but but they played 100 games. They had 3 leagues. It was just a mess. It didn't have anything to do with what normally they do. It was just more for entertainment for us and for them to get paid. Are we going to look back at this year, Gill?
That's a fair
and
question.
Go, yeah, I don't really are we even going to say it with the NBA if they go right into the playoffs? Are we going to say, well,
the NBA is an interesting one because they played like 65 games and they were coming down the stretch, so where you were in the standings was kind of indicative of what you were going to be, you would think anyway. But the baseball thing, in fact, I think I saw something today on Twitter of one of the Phillies players basically saying that, people are going to think that there's an asterisk next to the teams because of the way this is all set up. So, but at this stage, everything in 2020, you would look back and say that was the year that basically, like, you've lost a year of your life almost. Like, this whole year of your life has been taken from you.
And let's hope it's just a year, please. I mean, we talk like it's going to be over next year. God forbid, fingers crossed again. But I think when we look at it, we can look at it from an entertainment value and go, we just want to watch some sports, and this will be fun no matter what you give us.
Well, that's where we're at that. We're at the point now where it's just whatever cockamamie, like, setup that you give us, we're just here to kind of have something to kind of guide it. Even if they told us, look, you're still social distancing, you can't leave the house, you got to stay inside, but we're going to have these setups where we're going to test these players. Like, I think people would almost sign off on that maybe.
Well, and again, we're going to look at an NBA playoff game with possibly nobody or a quarter of the people in the stadium. I mean, this isn't going to make any sense.
Nobody in the stadium. Nobody.
I know you said 65 games they've played, but think about what's just happened. They've all gone home as if it's the off season. They're not in their rhythm. They're not in a flow. Teams that were on a hot streak aren't on a hot streak anymore. You come back cold. You try to warm up again as if you're doing spring training or something. It doesn't. There's going to be differences that doesn't make this normal. So I think we're always going to – it's fun to watch. I don't know that we're going to take any value into the Lakers won it, LeBron won another championship. Yeah, but
right.
You know what I mean? There's going to be that. And that's always the conversation in sports as a whole. But I think there's going to be a lot of that going on. Now, I like an experiment with baseball. I like an experiment even with football. I just think to try new things because we're forced into it might actually open up some opportunity for change in the future because something really worked well. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and I know that so many times when people say, oh, they got to cut down the amount of games, like basketball doesn't need 82 games, hockey doesn't need 82 games, baseball doesn't need 162, you got to cut them down. The answer is always they're not going to. You see what they did with the NFL here? They are going to. Sorry, I was bringing up the story. They are going to. They have put a game that is going to be on Saturday. A Saturday game they're going to do. Now, you know how they have that one Saturday game late in the year. It's going to be on Amazon exclusively. That's it. So they're basically saying if you don't have Amazon, you're not getting to watch this game.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, man, this is going to get – you know what somebody told me the other day? I don't know if it was you. I think I was talking to another buddy out here that, we normally get games every Sunday on one of the networks. There's a feeling that the NFL could play this thing where if we don't have anybody in our arenas, in our stadiums, we're going to make you pay to watch football outside of your cable. Like, you're going to have to sign up for something, and you're going to watch it this way because – that's the only way we're going to make extra money, basically. Like, we're not going to get that money in the stadium. I got a really bad feeling it's going to get real dirty when we talk about money and we talk about revenue and how we're going to find it. And, I thought maybe this would be good in the sense that a crash is good, where all of a sudden maybe baseball games, you can take a family of 4 and actually go to a game for $100 as opposed to $100 a person. Now I got a bad feeling they know everybody's got to sit at home and watch everything on TV. Guess what? Pay me another $5. Pay me another $8. That's going to get really, really dirty if that happens.
Well,
but again, we're going to have to see how it plays.
And that's interesting because we've talked a lot about the sports bubble just bursting at some point. Like the fees to go to a game are just so outrageous. At what point is it just not going to be sustainable anymore? And this might be the thing that, sadly had to happen to lower that. Now, people don't want to have to go through this, but if it lowers the fees and all the expenditures to going to a game, who knows? But it could be the precursor for that. But this Amazon thing is kind of interesting because the last time they had an Amazon-only game was 2017 when the league streamed. It was a Ravens-Jaguars game in London that was on Yahoo. And apparently the ratings were so bad for that game that the NFL never actually revealed how bad they were. So you wonder what a deal is going to look like where now Amazon has an extension to stream 11 Thursday night games, and then exclusively they will get this Saturday game that will be, that one Saturday game that's like late in the year when the college season's over, and they'll get the one game. So I'm interested to see how that all kind of goes because I have YouTube TV, which means I do not get the NFL network, meaning I don't get to watch those Thursday night games that are on like early in the year when Fox has – I guess they're up against baseball or something, so they're only on the NFL Network. So I missed like the first month of games a lot of times on those Thursday nights.
And you're saying that the Thursday nights this year, or I guess maybe even last year, NFL Network, but also Amazon streaming. But you're saying the Saturday games are strictly going to be Amazon only.
One of the Saturday games.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this, though, because I'm one of 10 people I think left in the world that doesn't actually have an Amazon account. Do you have it? Like, is it all connected? How does that Amazon work? Do you buy to buy things online and then you end up getting an Amazon Prime and you get all this other stuff? I don't even know how all that works.
Honestly, I don't have Amazon Prime to watch. I do and I don't. Let's just say that. All right. I don't know how it works. It's an app. It's basically a streaming service. It's like a Netflix or Hulu.
But do you get that in your deal when you
I don't think
ordering?
So. No. If you have an Amazon account to order something from Amazon, I do not think you don't have Amazon Prime. You have to pay for Amazon Prime. It's an extra service. So you could sign up for Amazon to get stuff sent to your house, but Amazon Prime is their streaming service as if you had Hulu or Netflix.
Or like an ESPN Plus.
Correct.
You're paying for that.
You would download Amazon Prime onto your. It's an app. You would download it to your. What do you have? You have an Apple TV, don't you?
I do.
Didn't you win that when you worked here?
No, no. I might have won a different one, but this one's a new one out here.
You did though. Didn't you win the Apple TV box when you worked here?
I did. You're right.
Well, I'd like to know where that thing is.
I actually, now that you say that, I think I gave it to somebody out here because I ended up getting a TV that had it already built into the TV.
All right. Like I have a TV that it's an all app-based TV. It's not, there's no cable. You can't plug cable into the TV. It's only apps. So you download the app. You would download Amazon Prime, and then you would have to pay for it and then sign into it. And then you would, I have Amazon Prime where I can watch certain TV shows that are only offered on Amazon Prime.
Yes, they've taken that over. And I think what I was thinking is, too, some of my friends, they buy so much on Amazon all the time that you get as a bonus or a benefit, you get Amazon Prime. You don't have to pay for it because you're spending so much a year with Amazon, right? So that's like a perk.
Could be a perk, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I know your listeners are probably sending notes and let you know exactly how it works. But, I know they're going to find these different avenues to try and make more money. And I almost hope that nobody watches the Saturday game, but they know people are going to, and they're going to pay for it. But you got to get back to, again, I'm thinking about it, even baseball, guaranteed contracts. So even if the money and everything kind of falls off a cliff, Mike Trout's still getting $300 million guaranteed, right? So they still got to pay him somehow. So it's not going to fall off a cliff right away. They're still going to need to charge people a lot of money to try and get that money back in those revenue streams through television, obviously, and advertising. But those contracts don't just disappear like in Major
Well,
League
that's
Baseball.
one of the things they're trying to talk about. They're trying to talk about cutting these salaries back, or these players are going to have to take a cut in pay. There's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes as well, and there's some owners that are saying it will cost us more money to play games with no fans in the stands, so we don't even want to play at all.
Right, and I just saw on the bottom line this morning, and I think you, me, and even PG had talked about this, maybe even just this week, about Roger Goodell and his salary. Did you see that? Where now there's no salary.
All right, he took a zero. He took a complete zero in that.
And we talked about that, and we said it
give
seems
him
like
credit.
by example,
You're giving him credit
he
for
should
that.
probably. I do give him credit for that. Again, some people hate him.
Well,
But
right.
I'll give him credit for that.
He makes like $30 million a year, right?
That's right. I think I had heard about $37 million last year.
Yeah.
And so again, he's got $37 million from last year. I'm sure he's doing just fine. But the point is,
I mean, I thought he would have had a nicer basement than he had for $37 million.
I know, very, very simple, right? Very simple basement.
They're just old school. By the way, if you have Amazon Prime, included in that, you get like all sorts of like free 2-day shipping. You get your deliveries free from Amazon. There's all certain days where you get like certain perks. You get Amazon channels. You get Amazon Music. You get Amazon Video. So if you get this Prime account, it comes with all this other stuff.
Okay, so they do a good job of connecting everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's all got tentacles to each other.
Yeah.
So it'll be, look, I know they're going to try and find different ways to try and make some revenue go. At the end of the day, we're fans. Most of us aren't going to pay to go to games this year. So ideally, we're going to be at home being able to watch it. I'm all for them coming up with different ideas.
So here's the question. Here in New Jersey, they just lifted that you can now go play golf starting Saturday. You can go to a golf course and play golf. Is Todd Ranck golfing on the weekend in New Jersey if you could? Or are you saying, you know what, I'll let others go hang out at the golf course?
Yeah, I think I'm still on hold a little bit longer. I mean, look, if you go out, like say it was you and me, we go out and we play just a twosome, and we don't have anybody really around us, I mean, again, you're spread out. I get it. There's some opportunities that the clubhouse should still be closed, obviously. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but that should be closed. The food court should be closed. You come, you play golf, and you go home.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. Look, they're going to start opening things in we have 4 phases out here in California, apparently. And, as they open up these restaurants and they cut out every other table, I'm going to tell you what, Gil, I'm still not going. I mean, bottom line, I don't need to go. I'm at a place I can go pick up food. I can do those things. There's not a purpose. I can go see a buddy. I can go see a friend. We can hang out somewhere in the park, whatever.
I'd rather you didn't.
Well, right. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's ideally the percentage is low. I've only seen one human face in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
I don't know that the rest of them around me are.
I don't need a golf course open. I don't need a park open. I'm all right hanging on my back porch. That's fine for me. I'll suck it up for 3-4 more weeks with the golf course and everything closed. But there are people out here who are going crazy as to why this stuff's not open. I'm thinking, my God, do you want to lose your whole entire summer? Just sit your ass in the house. Jeez.
Well, now, if they're mentally unstable and golf is going to make them sane again, get out of the house because I don't need you doing crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Just whatever you need. But again, I agree with you. I hate that it's everything's everywhere. So you get on a plane, you go from Jersey to California. It seems very discombobulated right now, but fingers crossed. There was some good news this morning. I saw that maybe there's some drug that's helping people a little bit.
See that, yeah. All right, I got to roll, man. By the way, breaking news: the Eagles have signed Corey Clement, 1-year deal. So there we go. All right, ask Mike and Todd. We're back tomorrow. We'll have more fun. I'll talk to you then.
All right, and breaking news: I'm finally doing my taxes this year. Have a good one, guys.
More on that tomorrow.